Hey!
Hey, guys.
Welcome to the first show of 2021. It's episode 90. We have a whole new show format for you. So get excited. We're going to talk quickly about what we've been up to. We're going to give you guys an update on some of the movie stuff. We've got some segments to show you guys. We're going to talk about whether the fear of finishing stops you from even getting started sometimes as an artist. We're going to talk about what we've been watching these days, and that's it. So without further ado, welcome back, Adrian, to the show, and let's get this party started.
Hey guys, I'm Adrian.
And I'm Jay. We run Fable Force Films.
Right now, we're totally independent.
What's the dream?
Making crazy awesome film and television for the biggest studios.
This podcast is our journey.
All right, the show, it's officially started. How's it going? How did you like our opening intro? We're keeping it brief this time.
Yeah, no, this is excellent. This is really good.
We're getting it done.
I had a double echo, so there was, I don't know what's going on.
What does that mean?
I don't know. There was just two of you, and there was two things happening in my headphones. But this is amazing. I love this. I love it, and I'm very excited.
Good. Well, it feels like a new show. You're nervous.
Yeah. You know what?
Look at
that sexy shirt.
I mean,
yes,
it's got to be on a sexier human, but
you know what? Because we did want to get the show going again, and we wanted to try new things, and we wanted to work a little bit harder at the show. And for the first time in a long time, I've been a little bit nervous about starting the show and being on the show. So that's a good sign, I think, probably.
Well, you should be nervous because the show relies heavily on your ability to communicate, make people chuckle, teach. There's no real reason for me to be here.
That's right. You should actually just move out of the way and make it full screen.
That's correct.
Don't do that. Don't make it full screen. So handsome.
Danny Bailey. How's it going, buddy? Thank you for joining us. Okay, so the first thing that we wanted to do, first of all, is give everybody a quick update on what we're up to, how the movie's going, and so without further ado, here's our new segment. You're gonna like these. Adrian's been hard at work for months. That's why we haven't been running the show. Building segment videos. So first, let's have some updates.
Okay. I'll give you an update.
Amazing.
So we're ready for our update. Excellent.
All right. So let's talk about where we are with Shifted. So
okay.
Adrian, let's what's happening?
So Shifted continues to move forward at a glacial but steady pace. We're probably in the last quarter of the VFX work that needs to be done. The dialogue has been sent to the post-production audio gent, who's going to start looking at that. The score is getting created as we speak right now.
Hey, Vince.
I would say that just to get a little bit specific. Currently, I was working on the two characters of ours. They're in the basement and they're standing facing off, and there are monsters walking around them. I was basically just blurring out the monsters a little bit more in the background, and I'm moving on to a shot of one of our characters facing off against the monsters again, but I'm fixing the blood on her face, adding some blood splatter, etc.
Amazing. We've had some help recently with the VFX. One of our previous guests, Tom, he's been giving us a hand with some of our shots, which has been a huge help for us. What's it like having another human being come on and take some of the work away from you during the whole post-production process?
You know what? It's changed my entire philosophy on filmmaking. It is so much better to have people that can help you along the way than when you try and carry the backpack up the mountain all by yourself. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like
Yeah.
if you're doing visual effects by yourself, it's when can you get your butt in the chair is the whole question. But when someone else is doing it, I mean, you're just moving at twice, 3 times, 4 times the speed. You know, it's fantastic. It's going to change the way that we do things moving forward, definitely.
For sure. Okay, so let's leave Shifted there. But everything is moving forward. We'd actually a couple weeks ago we sat down and we really broke out the timeline of. We built a Gantt chart. Everyone, if Gantt charts excite you,
we were very adult about it.
We were very adult. So we've got a pretty good timeline. We kind of know when things are going to happen, and we will have some news on when you can expect to see trailers, see posters, and all that kind of good stuff in the coming months. But it's coming. In the meantime, why don't we continue to make new things? We had the opportunity to write and pitch a short TV series concept to Screencraft, which is, they're putting on a pitch competition where the semifinalists get the opportunity to do a video pitch. The finalists get an opportunity to pitch to TV showrunners that run shows for HBO, Netflix, Amazon, et cetera. So who knows? We'll see what happens with the next foray into to pitching. I'm enjoying it. I'm excited, and we're pitching a brand new concept that nobody's heard of from our crew. We'll see what happens. We'll see what we're able to keep you guys in the loop.
It's very exciting. I love it.
Yeah. And in addition, Screencraft actually put out kind of like a course, like a how to pitch. So they had actually brought some guests on the show. They had the lady who wrote Guardians of the Galaxy, a gentleman who is a showrunner for HBO. Do you remember who the other lady was?
Yeah, she wrote the Shape of Water.
Shape of Water. Yeah. So it was a pretty interesting show / educational thing that we got the opportunity to watch. And I believe you can actually go and watch it as well. So if you're interested in learning how to pitch or getting some tips and tricks, you can also go and watch it at screencraft.org. I'm going to put a link to the video that we watched in our show notes. So, you come hit our website and then get the extra information there.
And listen, it's very important, but pitching is how you get projects off the ground. And, we're coming to these lessons, a little bit later than maybe some other people would, but it's coming to us hard, the lesson right now that pitching is probably the most important thing that you can do, and you have to become good at it. Yeah. And so watch this video and then get good at pitching. It's important.
Yeah. So there's our short update for the week. We're going to give a call to action, just a quick call to action. Anybody who's watching the show, thank you for coming back and being with us. We want to start to see if we can drive our audience and ask you guys for favors. So the first favor we're going to ask you guys for is to head over to YouTube. Make sure that you've subscribed to our channel, but find this video and leave a comment in the comments for this specific video. This is episode 90. We imagine only a couple people will do it, but that's great. This is the beginning for us. So we want to try to, ask you for favors, maybe money someday. We'll see. I don't know. But
maybe
for today,
money.
A comment on YouTube, go hunt down episode 90. Thank you.
Yeah. A comment today and $1,000 tomorrow. It all starts with a comment.
You're giving people $1,000 tomorrow?
No, bailing out.
No, I'm not. No. So, filmmaking is hard. And sometimes we want to come to you guys and let you know the difficulties that we're having, right? Maybe it's a particular problem with a cast member. Maybe we have a real, diva actor that we have to talk about. Maybe we have a problem with equipment, or maybe we're struggling with writing. Who knows? sometimes we're going to come to you guys with a brand new segment that we call Whiny Babies.
Oh, my baby.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, good job.
Yeah.
So, Adrian, let's talk about our main segment today, our Whiny Baby segment.
Okay, so I will say that in the last probably 3 or 4 months, it feels like I've been doing a lot of self-work. I've been doing a lot of effort on my internal journey and who I am and what I want and all that kind of stuff. And one thing that has occurred to me is that a lot of times, and we see this so much when we are working with people, because film is such a collaborative thing, that we come who are unable to finish. So they're just unable to push it through all the way to the end. So they might start a project, but then everything falls to pieces, and usually the excuses will come out of the woodworks. Just the excuses like I'm too busy is the big one. I'm too busy. Yeah, I'm too busy is a big one. And I'd just like to talk about, because I feel like potentially that we might have some insight. I might have some insight into this. And maybe if you are struggling to finish something, maybe we can help you along the way.
So I just want to stop you right there just quickly. Sorry to break your train of thought, but you were kind of cutting out right at the beginning. I tried to go full screen and it cut out your audio as well. So I don't know if everybody missed it or just me, but you were, hey, Matthew, welcome. Thanks for joining us. You were just saying that sometimes as artists, we struggle to complete. Can you just kind of talk about the beginning of your sentence there again?
Yeah. So basically, film is a collaborative medium. 100%. You're working with all sorts of people in all sorts of different collaborative fields. And I have come into contact with a lot of people who have this inability to finish what they start. So they're just, they start something and they got the fire and they have the drive, but it peters out as time goes on. And that's usually when the excuses come in. And usually the excuses are, I don't have enough time. That's the main excuse that everybody has. I don't have enough time. And just recently, I've been doing a lot of thinking about it. And I think that I have a little bit of insight that has helped me to, finish projects. Even though we do them very slowly, the point is that we still finish them. And so I just like to talk about this a little bit, because I feel like we have people in our circle who would benefit from that.
That's cool. I mean, I feel like I would benefit. Maybe
that's right.
I think, when you threw out the idea of having a show called Are You Afraid to Finish? I will make my own excuses also. I don't feel like I'm afraid of finishing things. Sometimes I feel like I'm afraid to get started because there's a mountain. But tell us where you've been going inside, what you've been reading, and kind of some of the things that you've been thinking about.
Yeah, just specific to this finishing is, I've been reading and I've been doing a lot. I've actually started journaling, which I've only been doing it for like 3 months now.
Ooh, that's a lot of journaling.
But it is really had a profound impact on me. And all the thoughts that seem to pass through your head and move through you, you're able to write them down, and the important ones you can put into an important section. And so it's not like your thoughts are going off into the ether. It's like you can catch them. And then when you catch them and write them down, it's almost like it makes space in your head for other things to happen. Anyway, that's an aside. But essentially, what I believe is that people have, because when you finish something as an artist, what you are doing is you're taking that thing that is very precious to you and all your dreams are wrapped up into this beautiful product, and you are putting it out into the world. And what happens is that you are making it available for other people to judge it. In any situation, whether it's a song, whether it's a book, as soon as you finish it, someone can tell you that it sucks. And so, honestly, what happens with me is I will find myself making excuses, and generally with a project, I will start slowing down. I can see that I'm visibly slowing down. My momentum goes right down low, and I'm not producing at the speed that I should be producing at. And the thing that I realize really is that I'm afraid of what's going to happen once this thing is finished, and once people are able to pass judgment on that thing. And once you realize that this is fear that is holding you back, and you see the truth of the situation, you can really dive back into it, and you can dig in and you can get going again. I think it is important, though, to see the truth of the situation, to acknowledge that you are struggling.
So you're
because if
you're
you
kind
want
of
to finish,
cutting
if you
out a
really
little bit.
wanted to finish, yeah, sorry.
It's okay.
There is a reason that you are not finishing. If you really wanted to finish, you would finish, because you finish other things all the time. Now, this particular thing, you're not finishing it. Why? I would say that it is that important to you. It of huge value. Like, if we talk about the Glade for a second, to put you on the spot here, Jason Green, why do you think you haven't finished the Glade?
Well, I will say, if we want to get real, that I don't think my problem finishing things is a fear of putting that thing out into the world at the end. I think that I tend to be on the complete opposite of that spectrum. So, like, I know that, there's been times that I've helped some people with something, or have completed something of my own, and even though I didn't love it, I still put it out there because it's a piece of content that I've created, and even if it doesn't live up to my standards, I'm like, out it goes. I think that I have some struggles with probably procrastination. I don't know if that's exactly right. Maybe pieces mixed in with bits of depression. I think lots of artists run into that sort of thing too. And I think that the title of my episode might be, "It's easier not to do it than to do it." And so, I will find that it's more important to me to, fix little things on the website, or clean up my browser's favorite list than it is to do the most important thing that I should be working on, because one is easy and one is hard. I think that, just recently, I know this is so boring, but, I finished a big project, cleaning up all of our finances and stuff. And literally I've been putting it off, not because I've been putting it off, just because every time I sit down to this mountain, I just do something else. Right. And I think that that's another big problem that artists have. And you have to figure out a way to get past it. I would like to hear from you kind of some of the things that you do to push yourself forward. I'll let you know a couple of things that come to mind too, but also I don't want to talk nonstop.
Yes, absolutely. So, excuse me. So for me, really, really, the thing to do is to put in, like, if you can't fly, then you're going to run. And if you can't run, then you got to walk. And if you can't walk, then you got to crawl. But you got to keep moving forward. So even if you're writing one sentence of your screenplay a day, you keep doing that, because on the odd day, you're going to write 3 pages. But if you put it away, then the chances of you whipping it out again, oh, show me the beautiful thing.
Well, I'm not going to whip it out now.
I was not talking about that thing.
Here it is. It's right here. We'll put it on the desk instead of in the drawer.
So for me, the best thing to do, honestly, is to, like, when I'm writing a screenplay, when things really slow down and it's time to get at it again, but it seems insurmountable and it seems too huge for me, I take it like one sentence at a time. I'd be like, I don't have time to do it today. That's what it's 10 o'clock. I got to go to bed. I got to be up early, but I'm going to write one sentence. And I just bash it out. And then you go, because you'll have another day where things will be better and you will keep moving forward. It's just when you put it away, then it's gone. And that's no good for anyone. That's not going to help you finish.
I agree. I think baby steps is huge. Reminding yourself that you can do one small sentence, right? And it's worth doing that one sentence and not just being like, there's no point in doing the one sentence. I'll do more tomorrow, right? I think the two things that I'll mention also that I think are really important for this topic are having partners is huge. I think when a lot of people, business partners or husband wives or whatever, when one partner is down, the other partner brings them up, right? When the other partner is down, it's your job to kind of keep that person going, right? How are you doing? What are you working on? Blah, blah, blah. And one of the things that we recently started, even though I missed it last week, was that we're also having weekly touch points with a mentor. Yes. Yeah. With a mentor of ours every Sunday, where we just do a check-in and talk about what we're working on for that week, and we hold each other accountable, right? We write things down in a Word doc, and then the next week we touch base again and ask ourselves, did you complete the things that you said you were going to do? And you try. I remember a couple weeks ago, I hadn't completed the thing that I was supposed to do. And I did it the night before, a true procrastinator does. You know what I mean?
That's what I did on Saturday. I was like, I have a list of things. Let me get quick.
But we got it done, and we got it done. So that's the point. Yeah. Now I think that you're more of an artsy fartsy than I am. So I think that you dwell on your work. Whereas I'm like, well, I can't possibly do any better than what I've just done. So out the door, it's going to go. And I think that my ability to push the product out will help you when the time comes. I remember what you might remember what the project was, but I remember with like 2 minutes left, you wanting to change something. And I was like, just hit the submit button. We had the one queued up, the one video queued up, ready to be submitted with like 2 minutes left. And you were like, let me just fix one more thing. And I was like, no. And then everybody was like, oh.
Yeah, it was I think it was that 24-hour film festival. We made the mop movie. Yeah, that was fun.
Oh, amazing. Yeah. The mop movie.
Yeah.
So I will commit to pushing you to finish things. Please keep poking me. But the Glade it's on my list. It's right
gorgeous.
Here.
It's a beautiful thing.
It's gonna happen. Wrap us up with fear of finishing. What we want to hear from other people too. So if other people have stories that they want to either come on and talk on our show about, or send us an email or send us a comment, Matt is,
that's 100%.
Matt's remind me of archetypal study of types, the get it right person and the get it done person.
100%.
Totally. Thanks, Matt. And Matt, an actor and filmmaker in Kitchener-Waterloo region, come on our show. Let's talk to you some.
Let's chat.
For sure. Final words there?
Yeah, I just think you just buckle down. And you see, when you're forming excellent habits, one of the things you do when you want to start running, the first thing you do is not run out the door and go hit a 10K or whatever. You actually, the first thing you do is you put your shoes next to the door. And and that's a rewarding experience. You're not like, oh, all I did was put my shoes next to the door. You're like, yeah, that's the first step in the right direction. I put my shoes next to the door. It's a bit of a reward, you know what I mean? And this is something that you need to do when you're doing when you're engaged in this massive creative project. You just move forward one step at a time, and don't forget to move forward one step at a time. And when you do start slowing down and making excuses, what's going on? Why are you not finishing? Why are you not getting your butt in the chair?
Yeah.
Think about it and get over it and get it done.
Amazing. Okay. In the vein of getting it done, we have 5 more minutes for this show, and we've got so much more to talk about. So let's move forward. Adrian's frozen. That's fine. There he goes. What our next segment here? We could probably skip this one sometimes, but we are voracious film watchers. We're filmmakers. We're book readers. And people want to know, what we're watching.
What you watching?
Yeah, what you watching? All right, Adrian, what you watching? What you want to talk about? What you're reading right now?
Yeah. So one of the books I just want to talk about a little bit is Rebel Without a Crew, which I read for the first time, which is the story of Robert Rodriguez and how he exploded onto the scene with his film Mariachi. It was kind of like
El Mariachi.
El Mariachi. It was kind of like lightning in a bottle. It was this amazing journey that he went on. But what I would like to touch on is just some of the main points in the book, from the book, that I took from the book.
Okay, well, before you do that, Robert Rodriguez, my first experience with him, super quick, was not El Mariachi. It was Desperado.
Mm-hmm.
So I had never heard of El Mariachi. But the first one I got to watch was Desperado with Antonio Banderas, and he was super cool, and he had the guns in the guitar case, right?
Yeah,
and then you find out later, oh, Robert Rodriguez actually started with this shit movie. If you've watched El Mariachi, it is garbage.
Do you know what?
He finished it. He put his shoes by the door, and he got it out there.
That's right.
And he's went on to do all kinds of cool things. He works with Quentin Tarantino a lot. He did all the Spy Kids movies, if you've seen those.
Right.
So he wrote this kind of how-to for indie filmmakers called Rebel with a Crew. Without
a crew.
Rebel Without a Crew, excuse me.
Yeah. So basically it's journal entries, and he just runs through the whole process. You get the whole, from before he shoots the movie, to the planning to shoot the movie, to shooting the movie, and to then this explosion where the movie does so well at Sundance Film Festival and really gets him going on his career.
But so garbage, though.
Well, do you know what?
Have you watched it?
I haven't seen it.
Well, you should.
But the thing, I believe it. I believe it. Now, there are some important things to take from this book. I'm just going to run through a couple of them. Number one was Robert Rodriguez. He practiced making so many short films that he was very excellent at making short films because he did so many of them. Yeah. And when he went to shoot the movie, he had every single shot in his head already that he was going to do. The whole movie was planned out. Now, normally he would have storyboarded the whole thing, but in this particular situation, they had location scouted. They knew exactly where everything was going to go and how they were going to do it. Everything was planned down to a T. Okay, he executed it, which was amazing. He basically went and did a medical trial study where you go and stay in a place for 2 weeks and they pump you full of drugs and they ask you how you're feeling. Okay. And he used that money to pay for the movie. Anyway, one of the main things that I took away from the book was how hard he worked at this movie after it was made. Like, he talks about when he enters the edit suite and when he exits the edit suite and how hard he worked, and it's inspiring. It's crazy. I don't know that I could keep up with what a 20-year-old Robert Rodriguez was doing now. I don't think I could, but it's good to dream and aspire to move in that direction. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm glad you're reading the book. Any
that's
piece of inspiration that helps us get to the end is important.
Yeah, and the other thing, Jay, which is something that we have never started and that is fresh on our list of things to do, is that he went and he met people. He knocked on doors. So he took his movie and he went out into the world and he spoke to everyone that he thought he could speak to. And, you know, things happened based on that. And that is something that we do not do. We don't get out into the world and go and talk to people enough.
Yes, I have been poking you for years to do that more, and we shall do it.
Yes.
I love Rebel with a Crew. I read it along with Filmmaking for Dummies. I read that. Those two books were like first on my list when I first tried to get into the filmmaking biz. Okay, for me, what that book is good. Let me tell you something. Someday we're gonna make our own educational course, and you know what? You want to cater to people that the thing about the Dummies books, no matter Filmmaking for Dummies or anything for Dummies, they cater to the people that literally don't know anything, right? They give you these little tips and tricks, and they make it very easy to consume. And I think that any course that you take, the easier it is to like take that information in, the better. So really good books. I'm gonna wait till next week. That was a good segment. Look at we're skipping because we're over time. But our last segment for today's show is very important to me. We've been talking about it for a little while, and that's starting to take a couple of our shekels, a couple of our dollars, and throwing them monthly out into the world to other artists so that they can do something, right? So whether we're going to buy somebody else's DVD or I don't know, who knows what we're going to do with our bucks every month. But every month, once a month on the show, the first show of the month, we're going to come on and tell you guys what it is that we're throwing our money at in a segment that we call Making It Rain.
We're making it rain.
That was listen, everyone, this is Adrian's daughter that's been voicing all of our segments. So now you cannot say that they're terrible because she's adorable. And
Jay asked her to do another one. He was like, "Can Henley do another one?" And I was like, "Henley, do you mind recording another piece of audio for me?" She said, "No." So I was like, "Please, Henley, please." She was like, "No." It's like, Uncle Jay said that he will buy you an ice cream if you do some more audio. And he did. And then she agreed. And then she came downstairs. Yeah. And then she was like,
"Where's my ice cream?" Oh, Uncle Jay's going to have to get it to you another day.
That's right. She came up. She's like, "When's Uncle Jay getting here?" It's like, oh, miscommunication, little girl. I'm so sorry. Anyway.
I will get the ice cream. The ice cream will be delivered.
Yeah.
What now? This month, it's your turn to spend some of our bucks. So
okay,
tell us what we're throwing dollar bills at this month.
All right. So at this month, we threw dollar bills at a local arts community called Neruda Arts, which is a non-profit world music presenter dedicated to building bridges in the community through music, dance, drama, and literary and visual arts. So just to read a little bit of something, since 2001, Neruda Arts has presented numerous cafe cabarets, show the world concerts, festivals attracting thousands of residents and visitors, and workshops for emerging artists, youth, and various community groups. The organization's mandate is to support emerging and new Canadian professional artists and artists from visible minorities whose work is underrepresented in local cultural institutions. So
awesome.
This month, we gave it to Neruda Arts. And if you go and check out Neruda Arts, if you type it into Google, go and have a little look. It looks like a really fantastic organization that I had never heard about until I did a search for local Kitchener-Waterloo arts.
Nice. Well, I appreciate that you chose local. I don't know if every time we're going to do local, but maybe. We should probably, right?
Yeah,
I will.
mean, when we can. Yeah.
Yeah, I will search for them, and I will also put a link in our show notes if somebody's on the hunt for this organization. That's cool.
All right.
Now, do they have anything that we can showcase?
There were a couple of videos on the website. Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna do that. Okay, well that's it for the show today. Thanks everyone for sticking with us. We're gonna try to keep them brief when we don't have a guest. Quick update, some quick segments, and then every other week we're gonna try to have a guest. So maybe you know who I'm talking to. Maybe you can be on the show. Not you.
Oh, not me.
You. Oh,
you.
I wanted to give a quick shout out. It's actually Kelly Michael Stewart's birthday. I wanted to say I don't know if you know who Kelly is. Kelly Stewart is Torontonian, huge in the film community in Ontario. Runs Blood in the Snow Film Festival. So we've met him a number of times. It's his birthday today. Hopefully he's breaking all of the COVID rules and out, getting hammered with his buddies. I don't know what he's doing. Probably not. He's probably inside Skyping with his friends
in an apartment.
But happy birthday to Kelly, and hopefully we have him on the show sometime in the future, and he can tell us what's going on with Blood in the Snow this year. What's happening? Is it shut down? Is it going to keep going? Right. What do we have to do to get into that festival? I don't know. We'll ask him all the questions. So anyways, that is it for the show for today. I hope you guys like the new rushed feel. Feels very exciting.
Get it done.
Put your shoes by the door. Right? Write crawl one sentence at a time.
Yeah. Just do it, as the Nike people say.
That's right. And if you can't, everybody, at least dream big.
And work hard.
All right. See ya.
Bye, guys.
Really hope you enjoyed the show. Wherever you watched or listened, please leave us a comment or a review. We really want to hear. Share the show with a friend. You know they'll love us. Head over to our website, fableforce.com. All kinds of great stuff. Look around, check it out. See you all again in a couple weeks.